Hello and welcome to week 5 of the UNPL Spring Fling. Um, this week we're playing Coolnick. We're coming off of our loss last week, which was completely terrible. Very, very bad loss. But anyways, we go next. Looking to completely bounce back this week. It's not going to be an easy task at all. Looking at my opponent's team, Iron Jugulus and Ceruledge, I think, form a great offensive combo. Just in general, I think those two are going to be very tough to handle. Tentacruel, the great defensive mon for spinning stuff away. Diancie, another great defensive mon, considers our hazards all that. Terra Arboliva, I'm kind of a little bit scared about. Get Terra and be really annoying with strengths that lead seed, or it could just be like a Specs offensive set. It could do stuff like that, or maybe like some kind of Sunny Day on something and Harvest. That'd be very, very annoying. Registeel, I have Registeel in my in the PDL league. However, this league, it's a little nerfed, doesn't have too much stuff, but however, great defensive mon. Really, really fast Jolteon. However, Clodsire is like 100% a check to that, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Flygon could kind of go out of hand. It could be Scar, it could be Bandit, it could be Dragon Dance, it could be Specs as well. It could be special for sure. Terra Girder is also pretty kind of annoying, I think, to deal with. With Eviolite, it's really, really bulky, especially on the physical side. So dealing with that might be a problem. And also Quagsire. Really some great defensive mons on this team. Can be really, really annoying unaware. Also with like Recover and Toxic and Spikes and all that stuff. And then Meowstic, I don't know really what Meowstic does. That's a decent speed, Psychic type, Prankster. Yeah. But going into my team for the week, you're starting off with, who else did you expect? Haxorus. We are loaded dice this week: Moldbreaker, Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Earthquake, and Trailblaze. So this is the Haxorus, again, a sweeping set. Really, really good at my opponent's team. If I set up a Swords Dance and get the Scale Shot off, I OHKO everything on my opponent's team. And Trailblaze is so Scale Shot and Earthquake hit my opponent's team like neutrally super effectively, and Trailblaze is to OHKO the Quagsire because neither of these do, and I can OHKO the Quagsire because of my Moldbreaker. So I just ignore unaware, and that +2 that +2 boost to Trailblaze is hitting that Quagsire very, very hard. Next is Mandibuzz, heavy duty boots, big pecs, because there's no reason to run Overcoat. There's no powder moves, no Spore, any of those moves, so I'm not running weak armor. So if there is some kind of secondary defense move, secondary defense drop move, I can just, be immune to that. U-turn, Foul Play, Roost, and Defog. Foul Play this week is good into his physical attackers, especially the Ceruledge. It's a very, very good Ceruledge check. And Defog and Roost are pretty simple, and U-turn just for slow pivoting, which is awesome. Very nice. Next is Tinkaton with Stealth Rock, Play Rough, Encore, and Knockoff. Shuckaberry Pickpocket this week. This is a check to the what's his name? Iron Jugulus, especially with my Shuckaberry. So Stealth Rock's just because they're rocks. Play Rough to hit that Jugulus. Knockoff just to remove items and hit the Ceruledge if I want to. And Encore is also very good to like lock a Ceruledge into Swords Dance or lock something else into like a second move. Shuckaberry is to really eat a Earth Power from Jugulus. So Jugulus could be Flamethrower, but since I have a Clodsire, I expect my opponent to be Earth Power instead of Flamethrower. That was the reason behind Shucka specifically. And Pickpocket is nice because when I do eat my Shuckaberry, I could just steal an item if the opponent hits me, so that's nice. And these EVs are just to be very specially defensive and be pretty fast. Next up is my Terra Captain, one of my Terra Captains, Terra Steel Sceptile. Leftovers, Overgrow, Substitute, Leech Seed, Endeavor, Giga Drain. So to be honest, this was the last mon on the team, and I just wanted to have something annoying. So this is the most annoying thing I can think of. Sub-Leech, Endeavor for when I get low, and just Giga Drain as an attacking move. Heat of the week alert. Choice ban Hisuian Typhlosion. Poltergeist, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, and Play Rough. There's no there's no real reason for this. It's kind of only, I mean, it kind of helps in the Tentacruel matchup, because Tentacruel is especially defensive, and I can just hit it with a really strong Earthquake. And this is obviously very unexpected. Is it great? Is it good for the matchup? I don't know. I don't think so, but I really want to. I think it's really funny, so I'm gonna do it. Clicking choice banded Poltergeist or Flare Blitz is gonna be pretty funny. Play Rough is just for last coverage, and Earthquake is for the Tentacruel. Last but not least is Terra Ground Focus Sash Sneasler. Their focus, Swords Dance Strip Blacks will knock off and Terra Ground Terra Blast. It's another simple Sash Swords Dance Sneasel set. I think it's pretty good. My opponent doesn't have good priority, so I don't think it comes. And if I do get a Swords Dance off Triple Axle, knock off, and Terra Ground Terra Blast, kind of just eats through the entire team. Yeah. So that is my team for week 5 of the UNPL Spring Fling, and the battle will be soon. Welcome to week 5 of the UNPL Spring Fling. Up against Coolnick this week. Looking to bounce back after that horrific loss last week. And yeah, my opponent did not bring a Terra Captain, which is interesting. And brought the Meowstick, which not sure exactly what the Meowstick's gonna do. Psych, I do. This is post-com again. But yeah, lead matchups. My opponent does lead Tentacruel. I do lead Tinkaton. Pretty standard lead, I would assume. My opponent either is gonna get Toxic Spikes up, or my opponent's probably gonna get Toxic Spikes up because I do not have Grouse and Poison type. But I'm just going to clip my rocks, because why not? They're Stealth Rocks. But my opponent decides to knocks off my Sugarberry, and I steal his Leftovers immediately. So Leftovers is gone, or Sugarberry is gone, little annoying. However, I do steal the Tentacruel's Leftovers, which is kind of nice. And I get my rocks up. And here my opponent, I expect my opponent to Rapid Spin, so I switch to my Typhlosion on the Rapid Spin. Easy block. And here, I think it's a pretty telegraphed water move. I do live any water move. But my opponent thinking, they spawn block, but what is Typhlosion going to do to me? Its best move is Extra Sensory, which I eat because I'm very specially defensive. That's what he thinks. Yep, easy eat. Banded Earthquake, you're gone. See ya. Goodbye, Tentacruel. So my opponent probably figures out on choice band and goes into Flygon here, which is a good play, which does set up a Dragon Dance, which isn't too bad because Mandibuzz eats any single hit. Substitute comes out, which is a little scary, but my foul play does do enough damage because he's +1. Scale Shot does come out, doing only 45% with 5 hits, and this foul play is 100% killing because -1 defense. So goodbye Flygon. Jugulus does come in, puts in another substitute. I do U-turn, but that substitute is still up. But Tinkaton checks this mon really well. As you can see, Earth Power does 47, which is nothing. Thereof does come in, breaks the sub. My opponent decides to switch on to Quagsire, which is a good play. I do play off again, because there's no reason not to, I don't think. Quagsire is Rocky Helmet, so I do go into Typhlosion. I want to sack this off. However, Yawn comes out. At this point, I'm like, I'll just get damage on the Quagsire. If my opponent probably expect to switch out, but if I do put this to sleep, then my Haxorus, for example, or any of my sweepers, like Sneasel can't go to sleep. So I just Poltergeist to get as much damage as I can. My opponent does recover, and I do go to sleep, but it's fine. So going to sleep was my plan. So I do go into Haxorus. Take the Earthquake very well, 35%. Get my Swords Dance up. Earthquake does nothing. And I get my Trailblaze kill. So now I'm +2. +1 speed, +2 tag, +1 speed. And I outspeed everything, and there's no priority on the team here. So I think the game is wraps. But my opponent reveals Air Balloon Nancy. And I'm Skill Shot Earthquake last move. So if my opponent was an Air Balloon, my Earthquake would have just killed everything on the team. Well, unfortunately my opponent is Balloon, so... And Trailblaze does not kill, it does 59, which is nothing. So, unfortunately, the Hackster sweep does not come out once again, but it was kind of cooking. Diamond Storm does kill me. I Swords Dance here because I am sashed. Meowstic does come out. I am sashed, so I'm just gonna knock off. My opponent does reflect, so my opponent Thunder Wave, which is interesting. I'm immune to that because of Prankster. I set up another Swords Dance and get the knockoff kill. And at this point, one triple axle through reflect is enough to kill the Jugulus. And Diancie comes in, and I'm just going to Terra Ground and Terra Blast this Diancie. So Jugulus didn't get the sweep I want, but Sceptile did kind of go crazy. Or Steezel did kind of go crazy at the end there. Courtesy of kind of a Thunder Wave. But I was Focus Sash, so I did have the free turn anyway. So there's that. So we get the 5-0 win versus Coolnick. Great way to come back after the 5-0 loss last week, which was very terrible. So now we are in 4-1 at this point. Top of the division, I'm pretty sure. Top of my Naranja division, which is nice. We're going to continue that going into week 6. And yeah, I guess that battle will be soon.